We're constantly bombarded with commercials exhorting us to consume protein bars, protein supplements, protein smoothies. We're reminded constantly that we may be protein deficient. Numerous research papers warn of deficiency of protein intake or excess protein intake and how it can foment trouble long term. How much of this is a myth and how much truth? Good morning, this is Dr. Padma from Pledze, and let's find out. So what are proteins? Protein is one of the basic three macronutrients that our body needs, the other two being carbohydrates and fats. It's needed by our body to repair and grow new cells. It's important for our growth and development. They're needed during illness to repair the damaged cells. Enzymes that aid in various biochemical processes in our body and hormones which act as chemical messengers between the cells in our body are all made up of proteins. Proteins like collagen, keratin form a connective tissue framework and a scaffolding in our body. Proteins help form immunoglobulins, antibodies to fight infections. Our hair, our nails, our muscles all need protein to grow. Eating adequate amounts of protein helps you maintain your muscle mass and promote muscle growth. Proteins are made up of amino acids. Different combinations of 20 amino acids form various proteins. A protein is considered complete if it contains all essential amino acids. There are 9 amino acids out of the total 20 amino acids which are considered essential amino acids. What are essential amino acids? They're called essential as the body needs it but cannot produce it on its own and needs to get it from an external source. Proteins are available from plant or animal sources. While animal foods are usually considered complete proteins containing all essential amino acids, they also come with a lot of calories from the fat content. In addition, protein from animal sources are acidic and may need to be neutralized. One of the ways the body neutralizes the high acidity is by extracting calcium from the bones, which can in turn lead to poor bone health. Plant proteins, on the other hand, are considered incomplete as they lack a couple of amino acids like lysine or sulfur-containing amino acid like methionine. An exception is soybean, which is only plant source of complete protein. Quality of protein, whether plant or animal source, is dependent on the biological value of the protein, which in turn is dependent on our ability to digest, absorb the amino acids and utilize it to build protein structures in our body. Some amino acids are hard to digest and some protein sources may not have all the necessary amino acids to build the structures in our body. So the content or the amino acid profile of a protein is also very important. So the protein we eat should be a complete protein which can be easily digested. Only then our body can really benefit from it. Animal-based proteins like pork, casein of milk and egg are probably excellent sources of protein, but it comes with a caveat. They contain saturated fat. Animal proteins are known to increase IGF-1 production, insulin-like growth factor, which has been associated with increased risk of cancer. Environmental pollutants like dioxins and PCBs tend to get accumulated more in animal proteins and thus eating them gets it into our body. Plant proteins generally tend to be incomplete as they may lack a few of the essential amino acids. But plant-derived protein sources also tend to have more fiber, making them not very easily digested and absorbed. But by combining various plant sources of proteins, we can overcome the deficiencies and complement the amino acid profile. For example, by combining beans with wheat, corn and potatoes, which all have a different amino acid profile, we can overcome the deficiency and make it an excellent protein-rich diet equal to or more than a single animal protein. So, for a whole food plant-based diet, proper combination of food is the key and can make a big difference. So having diverse plant foods is very important to get all the essential amino acids in our diet. In 2016, a landmark study in Harvard university involving more than 100,000 people showed that replacing animal protein with plant protein resulted in a lower risk of mortality and premature death. Plant proteins contain lower amounts of branched chain amino acids, and decreased consumption of branched chain amino acids improves health. Studies show that the muscle protein synthesis or muscle building, whether the source of protein is animal or plant, is the same as long as we make sure we get a good amino acid profile and enough protein. The amount of protein you need in your diet will depend on your overall calorie needs. The recommended daily requirement of protein is 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. Protein requirement depends on various factors like age, gender, physical activity, and muscle mass. The protein requirement increases in pregnancy, teenagers, old age, as we tend to lose muscle mass with age and our protein requirements increases. So, an average 60 kg adult needs around 48 grams of daily protein intake, but higher if he or she works out regularly. Most American adults, according to a study, are getting close to 95 grams of protein a day. Excess protein consumed over many years can cause a severe strain on kidneys and liver. Now that you know the difference between a plant protein and an animal protein and how it impacts your health, are you game for a chickpea salad? Or do you prefer the beef steak? The choice is yours.